288 pages? No, 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 no. No. It's finally here, boys and girls, the beginning of your new life. A new day has dawned, one in which we get a new set of Predator allegations every week until we're all dead. Today's spicy story, coming straight from the Tom Dark sweatshop, begins with an artist YouTuber, an animation meme YouTuber named Cinny Bear. Basically, Cinny Bear makes, like videos of like My Little Pony dancing to royalty-free music. That's like her claim to fame. Yeah! Let's go! It's good. I like it. And Cinny Bear's videos have racked up a good amount of views too. Like some of her most popular content has like 22 million views. And the channel's got 500,000 subscribers, which is pretty impressive. Like I'm a little bit jealous, I'm not gonna lie. I never had a video get 22 million views, so maybe I've got to switch industries here. That being said, I can obviously guarantee that a majority of the people watching those videos are middle schoolers that wear furry hats and are in the Gender and Sexuality Alliance Club. Shout out Chris. So with that in mind, we can be thankful that Cinny Bear hasn't interacted with the majority of her audience. The problem is that with the interactions she's had with some of her audience, she's been accused of grooming. The too long didn't read on this situation, which is like the funniest thing of all time, by the way. It's like dark and weird, but it's also, I'm sorry, it is funny, is that essentially her roommate named Birdie released a video accusing Cinny Bear of grooming a 14-year-old on Discord, and the allegation basically stems from the fact that Cinny Bear sent not safe for work drawings of Sans the skeleton from Undertale to them while knowing that they were 14 years old. Now, Birdie also released 2 back-to-back Google Docs that, when combined, are a total of 300 fucking pages, which is like, like, bro, just come on. Ever heard of brevity being the soul of wit? You should know that. It's Shakespeare, and all you non-binary individuals involved in this drama definitely were band kids back in the day, so. Now, Birdie would also link a GoFundMe in the description, which is kind of weird. Like, you know, it is kind of a strange thing. Like, you know, my instant response was kind of, why don't you get a job? But Birdie would make the case that they're essentially disabled and have a hard time working, so they need kind of a support system to get out of there because they don't have one in real life because they're disabled. Shout out. Now, the GoFundMe here also ended up raising $11,000 fucking dollars, so it's safe to say that Birdie was able to move out pretty quickly. And Cinny Bear would then make her own video where she weirdly just straight up admitted to the crime she was accused of.
But the most serious thing I've done is I've groomed a minor. I became friends with a 14-year-old after I made a mental note to myself to not become friends with minors again, and I overshared with them. I shared graphic, explicit materials with them when I shouldn't have. I groomed this child, and I knew what I was doing was wrong.
But it didn't take long for her to walk it back and end up denying everything that she admitted to prior in a multi-episode video response that I won't bore you with all of the details of, but the brass tacks of it is proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that Cinny Bear did send graphic drawings to someone that she 100% knew was 14 years old while being almost 21 years old herself. That she admits to. Obviously, people found that really weird and gross, and judging from the funds raised in the GoFundMe, the reaction from the art commentary community was pretty strong, and people started making videos about the situation, with one of them being a YouTuber by the name of Just a Robot, or Jar for short. Now, Jar himself was apparently on the bandwagon and was going to make a new Cinny Bear Exposed video, but halfway through he was like, nah, and then decided to make a really intelligent move to befriend her and then make a video defending her, which is, what, like, don't do that. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that.
It just didn't feel like a good video to me. I got that same feeling I had during the Pyro drama, the Hopeless Peaches drama, and the Spoctor drama.
So why did Jar change his opinion all of a sudden and scrap his original Exposed video in exchange for making a defense video? He must have found some new information about this situation that really just changed the whole game, right? Because the screenshots were pretty damning, and Cinny Bear did, you know, literally admit to doing what she was accused of, apart from that one word she didn't want to, you know, say that she did, grooming, right? Apart from that, she did admit that there was some really weird shit going on. Well, you see, Jar came in with some really bulletproof points, like how she was too transparent and fully admitted it, and therefore she's not bad or something.
But someone with a sizable audience needs to say something. The first big red flag to me was how quickly Cinny admitted to grooming. When it comes to groomers, they never do that. Cosmodor didn't do that. EDP didn't do that. In fact, there's not one single groomer that I can think of that has ever done that.
Jar also argues that she's not some kind of pedo or groomer because she's also sent these explicit Sans drawings to people who were adults. But I don't think I have to explain why this is like dumb. Like, you know, I understand this one word, a groomer, you know, does get misused a lot online. And if you want to quibble and quabble about the definition, whatever. But in a case like this, I just don't think Cindy Bear is really worth defending. And basically everything that Jar says in the video is really retarded.
Now I want to make this clear, I do not believe Cindy is a pedo. She more than likely would have done this with anyone regardless of age. The 14-year-old who made the doc even thinks that this is the case. She was being irresponsible by talking to the 14-year-old this way, but I don't think she was doing it to get with the 14-year-old. Yes, Cindy should not have engaged with this minor. She was the adult in this situation, and what she did was incredibly irresponsible. It also makes her look really sus.
It's honestly kind of weird the amount of charity that Jar is giving Cindy Bear here. Like, the moral lengths that he will stretch and try to defend is really crazy.
Cindy knew the minor's age. She asked early in the convo. Sure, she could have forgotten this person's age. I talk to a lot of people myself, and it's hard to keep track of stuff like this sometimes. But she acknowledged that this person was young a few more times.
So she could have forgotten, but actually she couldn't have because she admitted to it.
But the thing is, as far as I'm aware, Cindy wasn't hitting on this 17-year-old. She was just cooming with them.
What are you saying?
She would also post gore and say inappropriate things where minors as young as 14 were present. Sure, this isn't good, but it's nothing that would get you that much backlash. Personally speaking, I went on Live Leak a lot as a kid, and I saw some very gory stuff. Also, in the animation meme community, gore and bloodshed is just common. So once again, your hatred shouldn't be placed on Cindy, but the entire animation meme community as a whole.
Like, this is such a strange hill to die on, especially when you have zero solid arguments to refute what people have evidence of other than, well, actually, other people do these things too. Like, okay, both people doing bad things is like bad and should be criticized, you know?
This kept on escalating until Cindy, she sent the same not safe for work essaying comic to this minor, and requested this minor to draw even more corn of the character of Boy and Nightmare Sans. From the censoring job, it looks like a few parts of this comic would have been legally classified as hardcore corn. The absolute worst thing Cindy sent was this picture of Boy fingering her avatar. However, it should be noted that the doc maker was not the one who censored this out. It was actually Cindy herself.
And the point he makes here is absolutely insane. He admits that she did everything people are saying, but she censored some explicit images she was sending to a minor, so it's like now it's okay and it's not weird at all, or like it's less bad or something because she censored it, despite the fact that like the other ones weren't censored.
What Cindy did doesn't fit any of them. Sure, what she did is what a lot of groomers do when they start grooming, but they tend to escalate things, and she didn't escalate things for 6 months. Or who knows, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I don't actually know what grooming is. I know the ArtCC is more than likely going to try to use this video against me. They are going to paint me as someone who is okay with degenerate stuff being shown to kids, or that I'm defending a groomer.
Again, this is just such a strange hill to die on. It's essentially a battle of semantics at the most charitable degree. I mean, you could argue that Jar's definition of pedo or groomer is different from 99.9% of people's, but I mean, that's just being extremely lenient here. Regardless of any different definition, it's still objectively creepy to be knowingly talking with a 14-year-old in this way when you're 21. Like, you can argue semantics all day, but that's what people are really angry about at the end of the day. That's the problem, and that's what she admitted to. So at that point, it's like, you know, you're kind of just grasping at straws if you're going to try to defend her. Like, is she, you know, necessarily like fucking EDP? Maybe not, but what she did is still bad, and we can all agree on that. Now, Jar would also interview Cindy Bear for half of this video, and it's kind of comical, the amount of simping he does for her. Like, the tone is really weird. It's really not even an interview. It's more of like a continuation of his first segment of making excuses for her. Something Jar says often in this interview is that, you know, certain parts of this Google document and this other Google document are really stretched and the arguments are flimsy, but then he completely misses the point that people were trying to make about her. It's really frustrating to listen to.
Cindy had her avatar in sexual poses, and I was like, yeah, have you not seen Naruto or any PG-13 anime?
It's like he's grasping at any possible little error or problem he has to point out in this 300-page Google Doc to show like it's actually wrong, and therefore Cindy Bear is fine. Therefore, the main point of it is invalid. Like, I agree the documents were pretty poorly written, like they're poorly formatted, they're just long as fuck, once again, like it's annoying to deal with, but at the same time, like they still show Cindy Bear doing really weird stuff that Cindy Bear admitted to, so like it's kind of hard to go on a limb and defend her for anything. Parts of the interview are also really weird. Like, I don't even know why he included this one segment where they talk about their sexualities, and Jar talks about how he kissed an Italian person. Like, what did he mean by this?
You were just a bit bi-curious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Once I kissed an Italian guy, but that's not important right now.
That means you're gay.
Now, when discussing this separate allegation about how Cinnabear inappropriately touched her roommate, Jar would ask a question and then immediately respond with an answer before she could even respond. Like, the levels of simping are off the charts. He's stepping into White Knight for her. She can't be that hot, bro. I'm sorry, she just can't be, okay? Listen, I get it, but not for this one, okay? Pick a much hotter creep, okay? There's gotta be one.
They accused you of touching them inappropriately.
Yeah, fuck him for even, like, insinuating that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna get real here. Me and Professor Dreadlock, we're best buddies, and we're romantic with each other. We slap each other on the ass every now and then. We spook each other. We don't poke each other in the crotch, but we do pretty much everything else. And like, when I heard that, I was just like, you know, I know Jack goes by he, him, but like, their sex is, they're an AFAB, and
Yeah, he's AFAB.
yeah, so two women living with each other, they're gonna, I don't know what it's like with two women living with each other, but I can tell you, as a guy who lives with another guy, we sometimes touch each other a bit inappropriately.
He's actually so down bad that even when Cinnabear says that her roommate told her that they got groomed, but after she went to therapy, they realized they didn't get groomed, he can't even say anything. It's like a cartoonish stutter. You can tell he's like, wow, that is kind of insane, but he's like never interacted with a real life person before, so all he can do is stay silent and be like, bleep bloop, bleep bloop, bleep bloop, I'm just a freaking robot, bleep bloop.
So Jack keeps saying that he was groomed by Kitty Dog when he was 12 and Kitty Dog was 14. And I believed him.
Okay, that's not,
I don't want to downplay his experience in like that he was traumatized.
Obviously, this video is not very good, and he got a lot of heat for it, and Jar pretty much immediately deleted it. Now, Chud Logic, who's a commentary streamer, would also start covering this situation, and during a live stream, Cinnabear would leak her DMs and post all of them, revealing that Jar had constructed this entire video as some kind of like PR stunt to save her reputation for whatever reason.
He is admitting that he's crafting a video to defend them specifically.
The sooner this will be over. Trust me, I'm working as hard as I can. I'm going by this as quickly as possible, and I'm very tired. I actually stayed up all night last night. I just got up from a nap because, like, I need to get this done as soon as I can, but I still need to simultaneously take my time with it. Just keep your channel up and keep your spirits up as well, because we will get out of this.
Now, why would Cinnabear leak this? Like, why would she leak this when she's the one being defended? It's like they're backstabbing each other when they're supposed to be on the same side. Jar went out and defended a point that he really shouldn't be defending for her. Like, they should be in love right now or something, right? We'll keep that question in mind for a little bit later. English majors, all right? Keep that in the back of your noggin. Think hard and long. So these DMs get leaked, and Chud Logic confronts Just a Robot on stream, where he admits to not only making the video explicitly biased, but he also says he didn't even read the full Google document that he's criticizing others for not understanding or being critical of.
We can see all of Cinnabear's logs. We can see every single message. Did you look at the messages between Cinnabear and Eno in full?
Admittedly, no. I skimmed through a lot. I know that makes me a very big hypocrite, because I was like, oh, people didn't look through this carefully. And I saw some people like looking through it, but like, it was just like, I looked through the first doc pretty carefully, but the first doc just had so much nothing, just like, oh, her character is in a sexy pose. I'm like, okay.
So let me get this straight. You had access. You knew it was available because it was in the reply. Cinnabear had put the link to the full logs that was available to you. Before you made this video hardcore defending Cinnabear, You didn't even go over the full logs in any way.
I was going to. I was planning to do that. I just didn't expect Kumo to leak my video.
So people kept reading through these messages, and it became pretty obvious that their initial suspicions about this whole situation were, in fact, correct. Jar would send some friendly messages to Cinebear late at night, seemingly trying to riz this gooner, and the messages are awesome. They're actually good. I respect him. I respect him for this, okay? Listen, it's 3 a.m. Sometimes you're gonna message someone you probably shouldn't message. Just don't do it with the creepy girl, all right? She's not worth it, bro. Listen, there's other hoes. There's other hoes. There's other, and they're robots too. There's other robots. You don't have to, message this fucking fleshling. I just need someone to chat with as I drift off to sleep. You can say no. I'll just take that as a no, lol. We weren't going to chat about anything important. I just like talking with you till I pass out. Good night. Do or do not. There is no try. It's from Star Wars Episode 5 of the OG trilogy. Yeah! Fuck yeah! It's from Star Wars. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that me in middle school, like when I was trying my best to scare the hoes as much as possible, I think that I had more riz than Jar does in these messages, okay? And I wore a troll face shirt. I still wear a troll face shirt, all right? Like, this is awesome. This is good. This is good. This is really good. Now, Chud Logic would eventually confront Jar on stream about these messages, and I think the clip speaks for itself.
Here's what I believe based on reviewing these logs. In the course of pursuing this story, you spoke to Cinebear and you developed some sort of attraction or interest in them beyond the purely professional one. This has then led you to frame the video in a certain way, and this is the architect now of your pain. This connection that you've made, this non-disclosed connection, which is a complete conflict of interest and should never have happened. What say you?
I have no romantic interest. I'm very friendly with the way I talk. I can show the logs I've had with other people if they'll give me permission, but I'm very friendly. I have a girlfriend. I have no sexual interest in Cine at all.
But you
okay, actually,
let's say
no,
that. So, go on.
No, actually, I want to take... No. Okay. Maybe I do have sexual interest in Cine. I mean, I'm a straight guy, come on. So I'm going to walk back on that, but I have a girlfriend. I'm not...
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And that is probably why Cinebear leaked those DMs, because bro is actually rizless. And after Jar pretty much admitted to wanting to bang Cinebear despite having a girlfriend, based, it's like the floodgates opened on this guy. Several clips have now recently emerged of Jar's negative riz, and it's painful to listen to. I almost feel bad for the guy, like it's crazy. According to someone on Chud Logic's stream, an artist leaked an audio message that Jar sent to them in regards to a thumbnail, and I mean, you gotta just enjoy it yourself.
Yo, you're all good. You can finish it up tomorrow, in fact. Yeah. What a cute little pussy.
Tell me when you guys are done with the clip.
I think we heard it from your end, Jar.
Oh, you did? Oh, you want me to finish it?
I mean, that's the whole clip.
Oh, it is? Oh, it said there was some more seconds. Yeah, I was talking about the cat. That, again, same with the cock. That's just my sense of humor.
And it's not weird for you to be asking this artist for personal chats all the time and then sending messages like that? Like, it's appropriate?
I guess it's not. I should probably work on that.
Now, Jar would brush this off by saying that it was just a joke, but I think most people with a brain can see what was going on. It's a joke, but it's like, ooh, gooning! Nope, stop. I look like Timmy Turner. Now, the most recent allegation about Jar that has come out is a very fitting one, and maybe you could read into this a little bit to figure out why it may explain why he went so hardcore simping for Cinebear. Apart from the fact he wanted to, bone, he wanted to stick it in there with the robot member, with the disco stick. A user by the name of Choco Latte would make her own little Google Doc. Thankfully, this one's only 5 pages, so Jesus, thank you. Thank you for that. Alleging that Jar made them draw Jaden animation at the age of 17. Yes! Oh my god, I love everything and everyone. He then makes a joke in a public voice call, drawing his OC violating stuff to Jaden Animations. The people in the call started freaking out before he asked my age. I said I was 17. He then tried to backtrack and asked me for a drawing of Jaden lifting her shirt and a sexy pose. This means he continued requesting me to draw this for him and to give me the art roll. He sent a link in my DMs to a Google search, Jaden Animation Blur. Stop! I thought this was okay and drew it for him for the next day. Nobody questioned it, nor even called him out after this happened, not even the moderators. It was lingering in my mind that day if asking a 17-year-old these requests just for an art roll was okay. I thought that this request was a joke. And we do have the screenshot here, thankfully. He just says, "That's hot." He just says that's hot, and then they say save it after November. Why Jaden Animations? Like, of all people, she's such like an innocent, just like normal person. Like, why are these people always obsessed with Jaden Animations? Now, assuming that all this is true and it did happen, then maybe it's not a mystery why Jar went out of his way to defend Cinebear. Like, the shoe almost fits too perfectly. Now, a 17-year-old like is obviously different from a 14-year-old. You know, like these are not the same thing. But I think people are seeing this as like a close enough case they can kind of piece together the narrative to be like, all right, well, maybe Jar has looser morality around, you know, having minors maybe draw weird stuff and sending it to him, so maybe that's why he's willing to kind of defend Cinebear. It's possible that even if that is the case, he's not even totally, you know, mentally self-aware and cognizant of it, and it's just kind of an implicit thing that happened. Keep in mind, this is still speculation as to his motivations, but I think there's enough info to call it a somewhat educated guess. So here's what happened. Jar saw this case of Cinebear sending and talking about explicit stuff to minors, and he felt some kind of twisted sympathy for her because in the past, maybe he had done a similar thing. Or the other theory is just that essentially Jar saw this Cinebear person, you know, he genuinely thought that they were being slandered or being mistreated by the community, and he wanted to kind of help them by defending them. It also probably helped that she is a woman, and it's been shown with his leaked DMs and audio recordings that, you know, he's trying to goon real quick, he's trying to bust one off, so, you know, he kind of devised a scheme to make kind of a neutral video defending her, but it clearly has a very skewed bias, and it's trying to clear her reputation, but in the end, it blew up in his face because he probably has brain damage, or maybe he's on the spectrum, or all of it, I don't really know. That's probably more or less how it went down, one of these various options. Again, it's an educated guess, but I am a scientist, and I think that I'm always right, and you should just listen to me, and anything anyone else says is dumb and bad. At the end of the day, Cinebear is obviously a creepy person. I don't think you can deny that. And also at the end of the day, I think Jar at this point has kind of dug his own grave a little bit, and I think he's gonna have a hard time getting back into the graces of the community in any way.
I mean, I think it's common to have a fetish, but not at 11. Like, don't get me wrong. I developed a gender bent fetish at like 7 or 8. But that's because I watched Ranma 1/2. And it developed early on, but like, I did develop a fetish from watching Berserk, and
Wait, what was that?
So yeah, that's about all I gotta say. I think the message stays true. I'm gay.